All right. Welcome back to the stream. Today, we're going to be diving back into an Ableton set. Just to continue our series from the past couple weeks, we were talking about um, skin on skin. So today we're going to be talking about space is the groove. So what great producers leave out in the tracks rather than put in. So in other words, why great producers leave out more than they put in. So we're gonna break that down. And let me show you a real quick trick. So let's play this basic loop. Now let's mute some elements quick. Let's see what that sounds like and what that feels like. So I'm gonna mute some elements out of this track. Let's play it again. So you can see that that's adding space. That's literally how we add space in our tracks. So today we're talking about the most important thing that producers are afraid of, and that's adding space inside of their tracks. So space is not emptiness per se. It's not emptiness, but it's tension. So we're causing tension when we remove parts of our track. But when everything plays, nothing feels important. So keep that in mind when we're actually removing parts of our track and not playing them. Let me just make sure my audio is working here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so I was just double checking. All right, so yeah, so when we remove something, your brain kind of leans forward into the momentum of that, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. So crowded tracks, they don't hit harder, they hit smaller, if that makes sense. So I'm going to say it again. Crowded tracks don't hit harder, they hit smaller. So we can reference again the track we've been referencing for this whole week, which is Burn Them Bridges by Skin on Skin. And what you'll notice is there are huge moments where almost nothing is happening really in those tracks, yet the energy feels like it's driving forward and it's massive. So why is that? That's because your brain is anticipating the return of the actual groove, anticipating the groove. That's the answer. Your brain is anticipating the groove that's coming up. So I'm going to open up Reactor here. Boom, we got a version right here. So we're starting with a blank canvas. So maybe I need a noise source. We're starting this complete from scratch. So let's do something like that. Maybe a noise oscillator. Filter envelope VCA. Let's do something like this. And we'll actually connect both of those with a mix knob, mix controller. Make sure we can get that and see it clearly. Yeah, let's move this whole thing over. And actually, I didn't connect my filter. I can do that next. And finally, we go out building this one really quickly just to get a demo going. And lastly, we need some gate control to control our synthesizer. There we go. And let's test it out. Are we getting sound? We're going to turn our modulation depth on. No sound. Let's turn our volume up. Oops. So we're getting, actually created a little fake little snare because the no decay. We can actually use that, just increase the sustain, make it more snappy, decrease the release. You get an even snappier sound. Something like a snare drum. So let's go back to what we were talking about here. Let's do a steady rhythmic pattern with that. Just to demonstrate this, we'll do a steady rhythmic pattern. And yeah, we'll do a steady. Yeah, quick, steady rhythmic pattern. Just to demonstrate that. Yeah, I'm just matching it up to record. Okay, so we got a section done here. Let's see what we have. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna move them all back a little bit. Just a hair. Oops. Just trying to get a consistent pattern here. So now we're gonna add some space on this track. Let's mute every second hit and let's see how that sounds. Let's add some space. Boom, just like that, we got some space. Gonna bring that across. And let's play it again and see how that sounds. Let's shape it like a snare more. So we're getting a little bit of more of a groove. So this creates something we call swing. So swing, without really touching the grid too much, we get a little more of a bounce. We still have a loop, but we have bounce. So let's go a little further with this. So let's remove one hit every 4 bars. So I actually already did that, but let's add them back in. Or let's add a syncopated hit. Let's see. Let's put it again. So let's try it again. Let's turn the sound into something else. I want it to be a little bit more elongated, so let's see. There we go. Heart attack. So we're shaping our sound now. There we go. Adding the beat. let's add an LFO to this because why not? So it's very subtle. So occasionally a hit will disappear with an LFO. So the thing I love about this is that the listener never quite hears the same pattern twice when you have an LFO on. So static loops feel like more like they're breathing, and loops feel a lot more alive. So let's play again. Let's add in that LFO. We're good to go. Let's do it on the Awesome. Let's do a MIDI oscillator here. Makes it a little random. So there we have it. We created a random LFO. We added some variation to our percussion element due to the frequency modulation. And yeah, so that was a quick preview of how to do that. So let's see. What else can we do? So in this case, I want you to think about it as in beginners ask, what should I add? While producers or great producers ask, what can I remove and still keep this groove going? Yeah. So if the track survives the subtraction of parts, essentially the track is strong. If it can't survive the subtraction of parts, you probably do want to add some more parts. But again, it's not exact science. This is art. So yeah. Okay, so that's all we got for today in today's session. So if you actually want to understand sound design, not just copy presets, I made a 4-part mini course. Links in the bio. Yeah, so let's go back. Add our parts back in. Give me some parts and see how they sound. Again, I'm just muting out parts to create my arrangement and make something that feels like it has a groove. So today's takeaway is space isn't empty, it's magnetic. Hopefully you learned that through the session. And tomorrow we'll be bringing everything together. And I'll show you how Skin on Skin turns a simple loop into a full club record. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, keep sound design.